is a time to bid goodbye to the old and the ordinary, and to awaken the beauty within. That time is now. It is time to wake up and take charge of life. Awaken to a new way of thinking. Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Welcome to Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Shivani. We have our topic today as happiness unlimited.
Not limited by any space, time, object, person, situation.
Last time we were speaking about three things a mind gets impressed by, like when your past experiences with the person, or what was the second one?
Information. Past experiences, we cannot avoid them. It's a past which was already recorded in the memory. But we can try not to play the same record again and again. Because every time I play the same record, I'm converting the past into a present.
Oh, you're living that again.
Yeah, because you're creating the same emotion all over again. And every time you create the same emotion all over again, you've deepened the sanskar.
Like you deepen the wound again.
Yeah.
The injury.
Yeah, so it's like opening the band-aid and scrubbing on it all over again. And then getting other people to join you, open everyone's band-aid and everybody scrub all over again.
So the more you crib, the deeper it.
Yeah, so the wound never gets healed.
Cancer.
Yes. So it's past. We learn a very beautiful thing at the Brahmakumaris. Past is past.
Okay, it has P-A-S-S-E-D.
Yes.
Okay.
Full stop.
No comma.
No comma, no question mark. No exclamation. Why, what, how, full stop. So that we're able to move ahead, fresh, clean, and now what I create will be recorded. Sometimes people say, but you have to learn from the past. But what do I have to learn from the past? I just have to learn this is the way I responded, and this is how I can respond. That's all, and move ahead. There is nothing to learn from the situation. This is what we need to understand. Holding on to things, not letting them go, accumulating it. It's only going to pain. It's like you're holding something. The weight of the object remains the same, but the longer I hold it, my hand is going to hurt.
Hurt? People get skin diseases because of that. People get cancer because of that.
Because they're holding on to it.
Because people get constant headaches and no doctors know what's happening.
Right. Because they're holding on to it.
Old
the situation
knots.
was only that much. But the longer I hold on to it, it's going to pain. Let go. It's over.
Leave it.
It's over. It's a past. Not in my control.
But what does one do? Supposing something very, very, very sad has happened in my past and it comes to my mind and I'm stuck and I'm sitting. Somebody comes to me and says, what happened, Suresh? I suddenly, oh, what happened? No, I was thinking about some past sad moments. You'll see, it happens to everybody in life.
And then both of us will sit and discuss our past.
What were you thinking? Then I'll tell him also.
That's what means opening everyone's band-aids together and scrubbing on the wounds. Everyone sits together to do it.
Yeah, but if you're lonely, alone, whatever, it does happen to you, don't you think?
We went through so much pain, but when I think about it again, I experience the same pain all over again. So I want to ask myself, how many times am I going to go on going through that same emotion again and again and again? And more important, anything done repeatedly becomes my personality. And then I carry that personality with me everywhere.
And then people don't like you because you keep on crying and telling the
It's
same
not only about
old
crying,
story.
The vibration that you're carrying.
Oh.
You might not repeat that past in front of everyone, but because it's on your mind, your vibration, your aura.
And when you carry that kind of vibration, then you attract those kind of situations again.
Because then you don't have the power to face the situation.
No, but don't you attract also such people, and don't you attract such situations?
See, because the energy, it's your energy. So now if a situation comes which is not very pleasant, because I'm already emotionally low, I don't have the power to face the situation in a proactive way. I will collapse because I'm already hurt. I'm already hurt about something that happened 20 years back. And here comes another fresh stimulus. But my recording is already of hurt. So obviously, how will I respond now? I don't have the strength. Then if I was hurt because of something that happened with you, then it doesn't remain only with you.
I'm a part of it.
No, and then I will experience it even with 10 more people, because I am the one who's creating the hurt, not you. So fine, today I met you, I created hurt, but then tomorrow I meet someone else. I'm emotionally low at that time. And then the smallest word from there, and I'm again hurt.
Okay, so it's link after link after link.
Because it's my personality, not theirs. I can use you as the stimulus and say, I am hurt. But now it's my personality, and this personality will go with me to every situation and every person. So I'm vulnerable every time. It's not about changing your job. It's not about changing your partner, changing your friends, changing your spouse. It's about making yourself stronger.
Changing your thoughts.
And then your immunity system, your emotional immunity system is strong wherever you are, with whoever you are. It doesn't matter who and how they are.
You've met so many people in life, and so many people come to you for counseling. Do you think it's easy for people to change their thoughts?
Very simple.
Don't tell me.
Seriously. I am amazed.
You know what I was expecting? Oh, a little difficult, but not very difficult. You said very simple.
Very simple. And people are doing miracles with their lives. They are doing it. No one else is doing it. They are doing it.
What do they do to make it very simple, practically?
Just first realization, it's me, not them. I've seen couples who were on the verge of divorce come back to happy married lives with only one understanding. It's not him or her. It's me I have to work on. Things change. Just one
realization. Isn't it difficult to say or to believe or to understand that I am wrong?
It's not I'm wrong. Whoever said that I'm wrong.
In divorce, it only blame game is
no, the divorce
wrong,
is you are wrong.
You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. But to understand, though, it's not him or me, or it's not her or me.
It's my response to the situation, irrespective of her or his behavior. And then I start focusing on my response.
They'll say, if you speak like this, I'll respond like this. How do you still change?
So that is the realization that they come. You speak like this. Naturally, I don't respond like this. Now I choose how I'm going to respond. Equation has changed.
Give me an example for that.
An example is, okay, we got a phone call from a girl, a 24-year-old married woman, standing on the terrace of her house, wanting to jump down. And as a last resort, she just called up. And she said, I don't want to live. And I was about to jump down, but I thought I'll just call up and find out if you have a solution. What happened? My husband's having an affair with somebody in the office, and he wants to divorce me. And now I see no reason to live. And she was totally shattered. What about my parents, society, and all those things? At that moment, even I didn't know actually what to say to her. I said, okay, first come down. And this is all happening on the phone, not even a personal meeting. I said, what is it that you want? I said, I want everything to be back to normal, as it was. I want my family life, my married life to be what it was. So I said, okay, based on what I had learned so many years at the Brahmakumaris and experimented, I said, create a thought, everything is fine. She said, no, but everything is not fine. I said, I know, but what do you want? She said, I want everything to be fine. I said, now create a thought, everything is fine. And my husband is absolutely fine. Nothing wrong has happened. 10 days. We were like talking for almost an hour on the phone because she used to go through that, no, she used to just go down. She said, no, everything is not fine. How can I create this thought that everything is fine? And what should I do? Should I go and talk to that girl? Should I go and talk to that girl's parent? We're always wanting other people to solve our problems. Should I go and talk to my husband's parents? Should I do this? Should I do that? What should I do? I said, nothing. Create a thought. Everything is fine. 10 days she had a tough time. She kept on working, then cried, then gave up, then tried, then gave up. Finally, she had started working on changing her thought. She said, okay, everything is fine. My husband's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong has happened. So she stopped crying because of that. She became a little more stable. Now when her husband would come back from work, she wouldn't be, crying and weeping and all. This provoked him even more. How come she is fine? So he would be abusive. He would find more faults because he was trying to justify his own action of why he was moving out. And she had to remain stable and just keep telling herself, everything is okay. I'm in charge of the situation. I'm in charge of myself.
All this was going on phone?
Yeah, but then she was doing all the work. All this was, I've never met her. Just met her once, much after everything became okay. And then she, after 1 month, her husband hands over the divorce paper to her. And he says, my company is sending me to the US. And the other girl working in the office is also going to the US. So we're going to get married there. And she called up, my husband's going tomorrow to the US and this is what's happened. And I thought, I didn't know what she's going to do now. She said, but you know what? I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm fine. I think I'll be able to take care of myself. I'll take up a job and I'll be able to live with my parents and I'm fine. 1 month, she had changed her thoughts. Situation was just the same, as bad as it was 1 month before. But she had changed her thought. She just worked very, very hard on herself. The husband left. 2 months later, the husband calls up from the US and says, I've realized what I've done. Can I come back? And she calls up and says, my husband wants to come back, so what should I do? I said, what do you want? She said, I want everything to be back to normal. Fine.
That's what you wanted?
Yeah. And today it's been 2.5 years and they have a lovely daughter and a very nice family. But all the work was done by her. And this is just one.
Thanks to Brahmakumaris.
Absolutely. The knowledge that we learn here and the simplicity with which it can be implemented, that everyone's able to do it. It's only that they have to take up the challenge. It's a little effort initially.
So did you feel a kind of a little failure when the husband was leaving next day and she was not, they did not patch up, but she was going to be alone, but she said, fine, I'll be fine alone.
See, it's not a failure because we were anyways not looking at the situation. We're only able to look after and take charge of our own state of mind. Situations are not in our control. What we look at religion and spirituality always is that spirituality or religion will change my problems. No, it won't. It won't. Problems are going to come, challenges are going to come, obstacles are going to come. Spirituality gives me the power to take charge of myself and then face the situation. Till today we were always praying to God and said, it's this obstacle, please change the person, change my job, change my boss, always wanting the problem to get rectified. We were never connecting to Him.
But what was she doing when she was on the terrace? She came down. She was just solving the problem, no? That everything is fine, all is fine, my husband is okay.
She was changing her thought.
No?
She was changing her thought.
So by changing the situations, imagining.
It's not imagining. Everything is fine here. It's here first. I have to be okay. Everything is fine. What was I thinking of sitting, wanting to jump down from the terrace? Everything is...
But what kind of visualization you gave her? You said, just think that everything is fine. My husband is fine. All is well. Nothing is wrong.
Yeah. Why it's important? If a partner or child or someone is drifting away in a relationship, in this particular case, or even today, we find our adolescents or teenagers drifting away, or old age parents, they have married children who are drifting away. What's the energy that we send out to them?
Anger.
Anger. Hurt.
Hurt.
Yeah. So someone's already drifting away. And now what energy we're sending to them? Negative energy. It will only take them away. You want the person to come back? You'll have to send very powerful positive energy, and which means the person's absolutely fine, because actually from that person's perspective, whether it's a husband or a child or a parent, they have a logic to what they're doing. We may find it wrong, but they have a logic to what they're doing. I've seen, I don't know how many couples, how many parent-child combinations, and what we do when we're talking to them is first talk to one, okay, talk to one for some time, and then you ask them to leave, and then get the other one to come and talk.
Then
you can, not forget
together.
even meeting, it's not important. Get one, talk to them, ask them to leave, get the other one. You'll never be able to decide who's right and who's wrong, because none of them are wrong. You listen to one and you'll say, perfect, this person's absolutely right. Then the person goes out and the next partner or the child comes, and what they say is absolutely right. It's just that each one is right from their own perspectives. Now all that we have to do is show them each other's perspective. That's all. And they're fine then. Just have to show them, you know what, this is your husband's perspective and this is your wife's perspective. Acha, this is their perspective. Fine.
So much of difference between somebody is just forced to live. Okay, I promised myself, I promised my parents I'll never divorce. Okay, I'll give my life, but I'll suffer, but I'll do this. And on one side this, and one side understanding, knowledge.
I'll tell you a simple one, what happened. There's this couple who came and the wife had moved away for the last 3 months because the husband used to physically beat her. Physical violence, domestic violence in the house. It had been happening for 10 years. Finally, she took her daughter and she moved away. And then they just met to see if, anything was possible. And she was constantly weeping while she was talking about it. And I asked her, I said, how's been your husband's childhood? So she said, not very pleasant, single child, parents both working, didn't have too much time, so he's been very lonely. I said, that's it. Your husband's been very lonely. He feels he's not had love, he's not got love from people. And here he comes, he finds one person whom he can call mine, my property, my wife is mine. And the way of showing power and control over my wife is violence. But it's actually because he's insecure, he's possessive, and he's in a lot of pain inside. Now, instead of hatred, she was filled with sympathy. She said, my husband's in pain. I thought I was the one who was in pain. That's all, and she's back with him. Now they're healing each other. It's not that the situation gets solved in one day. Because the husband says, I know I don't want to do it. I regret when I do it. But I don't know what happens to me at that time. So it requires healing. All these things arise because of some blockages inside. It's just that we should be able to just detach from our position, go into their position and see what could be the reason why they are behaving like this. But what happens is when a husband does this to the wife is hurt, done this to me, so now she's gone into her own hurt. Because of that, she can never understand what the husband is going through. And vice versa.
What if both of them had a very bad past, childhood, and they could never,
Even with the wife, she was constantly weeping, constantly. So I said, you first stop crying. Let's talk about it. But you stop crying. She said, no, this is my nature. So, and then she kept telling the husband, guarantee me you'll never hit me again. It's only then that I will go home. And the husband says, I'll try. She said, no. Guarantee me that you'll never do it again. So I told the lady, I said, you guarantee you're never going to cry again. She said, I'll try. It's so easy to tell other people.
When he says, I'll try, she said, no, guarantee. When you wanted to be guarantee, no.
It's not.
She said, I'll try.
Yes. Because we don't have control over our own sanskaras, but it's very easy to ask other people to change.
But can we change the sanskaras?
Yes, definitely. Understanding, seeing what is the reason, what is the vacuum because of which I'm behaving like this.
How can I find the reason within me? It takes you to find it, or I can find it?
Everyone can find their own reasons.
Supposing I get angry very easily, how do I know what kind of sanskaras I have? Do I go through my past, childhood and all that?
Definitely, because you need to see your past. Now, one reason could be if I've had a little turbulent childhood, where, let's say, the parent was critical. Sometimes the parents have been physically abusing children, beating a child, which is very common. So, or a parent has been very critical, so the child always has to keep proving themselves. Now, as a defense mechanism, so that no one should ever criticize me, no one should ever say anything to me, everyone should be scared of me.
Offense.
I become like this, loud and aggressive. And then I see the result. No one dares come and says anything to me. That's it. I've achieved what I wanted. It's okay how they feel. It's okay how they talk behind my back. In front of me, no one dares talks to me like this. Because as a child, someone was saying a lot to me. And that's created an impact. I don't want to listen to any of it more. So I build this wall. But it's actually a very innocent child inside. Very innocent.
But gone through some situations which he could not fight, he could not rise
Not
up.
only that, that child experienced hurt at that time.
Yeah.
Now the child doesn't want to get hurt again. Even if the child is now 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old, doesn't want to experience hurt, so he becomes loud. So that if I'm loud and aggressive, no one will say anything. If no one says anything, I'll never get hurt. So it's a defense mechanism so that I don't get hurt. Now the minute I start working on myself and I say, I will not get hurt even if someone says something. So I'm strong inside, I can drop this artificial defense mechanism and I can be my natural, polite, sweet self to everyone.
So all these things can be, overcome by being aware of your thoughts.
Yeah, being aware.
And awareness. And also I think by being aware and doing this awareness kind of meditation, whatever we were teaching the viewers, by being aware you're also detached, aren't you?
Absolutely, because you're detached from your own perspective. You see, when this wife, this case of domestic violence, I am hurt, my husband hit me, how could my husband raise his hand on me, where is my respect? You're attached to your own perspective. The minute you detach from your perspective and then you see the other person's perspective, you're stable. Your hatred has changed to sympathy. Because we talk about understanding people. I don't understand you. Why I don't understand you? Because I'm so attached to my perspective that I just can't see your perspective. Because I can see the situation only from my side, and from my side it's totally different. But to be able to see it from your side, I'll have to get up from this chair and then come and sit on that chair. But for that I have to get detached from this chair. I'm so stuck to my position, to my ideas of right, that I can't even get up from there. And that's empathy, that's understanding, and that's relationship.
One more question was that you were telling the other day about when a person is empty within, he gets angry and there's a void. Emptiness, what do you mean by emptiness within?
Vacuum.
Of what? Where?
There are a lot of people who would say today that I have everything in life.
Mm-hmm.
I have professionally, family, wonderful family, materialistically have everything that I could think of. But inside there is something empty. They're not very sure what they're talking about. They're not even able to explicitly.
You mean to say there's some kind of a search?
There is.
Some kind of emotional fulfillment?
Yes.
Which is not fulfilled?
Which has not happened. Now what has happened is, we were doing all this for happiness, for contentment. At the age of 30, 40, whatever, we realized I've got everything. But I'm still experiencing stress and anger and worry and anxiety. So I'm empty in the sense that what I wanted, I haven't got, even though I got the whole list, what I thought was supposed to give me contentment. And then I say I'm empty. Now, while getting this success or this achievement, they compromised a lot.
Mm.
That compromising is making them feel empty.
Compromised a lot for...
Compromising in the sense, peace is my nature, but I got angry many times. Honesty is my nature. But I compromised on that a number of times in order to achieve success. Humility is my nature. But I showed ego and acted through ego a number of times to reach that success.
So then you feel guilty. No? How can you feel
empty? No, and
empty?
I did all these things. Every time I was doing these things, I was going against my natural personality.
So you feel bad about it, you feel sad about it, you feel guilty about it.
It's bad about it now, but even during that journey, let's say that's what we talked about. This glass is full. Now I'm on the journey towards success. But I had to take care that the glass should not spill. But if I kept spilling the glass on the whole journey, and then 10 years later I've achieved this success, but the glass is empty by the time I reached there, then I'll say I'm empty. Because I created so much anger and resentment and sometimes revenge, and I did everything possible to achieve that success. It doesn't mean success is wrong. Doesn't mean achievements are wrong, just that I had to take care of this glass while moving towards them.
No, but even before the movement, he was empty, because...
No, look at a child, so contented. That's what's so attractive about a child. We teach the child then as he's growing up. In order to be happy, you have to get more marks. In order to do this, you have to do this. We teach him. And then in order to come first, you have to get tensed and you have to compete with your friends. Look at a child when the child is sleeping. So much serenity, calm, composed, relaxed, absolutely contented. The glass is full.
Can you teach us how meditation that we can sleep well like a child?
Let's sit back and relax, preparing ourselves for a good sleep. Let me just look at the day. Everything that's past, it's past. Full stop. However tough, however challenging, it's over. Now is a new moment and a new response, a new feeling will bring me and the situation in control. I am a pure, conscient energy. I'm already complete, beautiful, contented, and successful. Everything that I was looking for outside is already there in me. The purpose of my life is not to achieve it outside, but is to express it while I'm moving through my goals. I, the complete, perfect, pure, conscient being, master of the body and every sense organ, everything in control. Om Shanti.
Did you enjoy the meditation? I hope so. Please try it before you sleep. Namaste. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.